Okay, hello all you crazy people out there. My name is Michael. I like wizards and dragons and making games, so let's make some games. This is my in progress tower defense making game thing series. So far we've got, if I can run this, we've got a camera rendering in 3D. That's pretty nice, and we've also got a bit of a database going on for foe types and tower types. And I think in this video, I'm going to start putting things on the screen again. So let me open up good old Model Creator for Game Maker. I'm not going to make anything complicated. I'm not a 3D artist. I'm just going to make something that
remotely resembles a tower shape. And let's see, how about a nice cylinder? That's about that wide and maybe that tall. Something about there. This is all going to be temporary art anyway. I will spend more time. Let's make that sort of... I've got a bit of a rook shape in mind. As in chess, the chess piece, the rook. At some point in the future, I'll spend more time actually making something that can be called art. But that day is not today. Let's see, I'm also going to make, I think, another one. That's the right size, right? I think so. Alright, that's a little tall. Something like that. Convert to triangles. We will move that up here. This actually looks more like a pawn than a rook, and I might leave it like that because that's about as far as my 3D modeling skills go. I had in mind, like, sticking some cones, what are these things even called? The little notches in the walls that you see on the top of, like, castle walls and stuff. I'm thinking of sticking some of these up there. Alright, I thought I hit a funny key that would have, like, made the model explode or something, but apparently not. Actually, I have a better idea. Alright, so that's in place. That's more or less where I want it. Let me rotate around the z-axis by, like, 45 degrees. I'll do that a few times. We'll have 8 of them. I need to duplicate these before doing that, otherwise a new one will not be created. Just checking that there's not already something under there. And 8. Okay, so that's almost kind of tower-like looking. This will be unlit for now. Let's see, can I turn those things off? Yeah. That looks kind of like a tower. I guess I could make it a little bit taller. It looks weirder like that, though. Okay, who cares?
So I'm going to save as where is this project folder located? Is what I want to know. I think it's in here. No, that's the other Game Maker folder. Hello and welcome to the video where I try and find out where this project is stored on my computer. It's called Bombardier. It should be at the top. There we go. All right, so I can just save this into the data files folder. Like I said, I will move this around later. And this is... Actually, I come to think of it, I don't know if I actually said this. This is one of those temporary solutions that I mentioned at the beginning of the series. I am going to be doing something else for 3D models at some point. As I've mentioned in the past videos, loading text-based models in an actual game isn't really a good idea because it takes a very long time. Where is my model loading code? You would think I would have a copy of this on hand, but this is actually the first place I think of going when I'm looking for this. Load model.gml. All right, so I'm going to be taking this. We're going to be dropping it there. Everything outside this core stuff folder, by the way, is probably going to be temporary. If I end up deciding to keep any of these things, I'll arrange them later. But you know, maybe I should, now that I think about it, do that. Okay, so I'm going to need to 2.3i's this a little bit. In a couple ways. Let's indent this. That needs to be a local variable. Make use of that singleton there. Actually, you know what? I will parameterize that. For reasons including but not limited to the fact that that will not work in the constructor of the game object for reasons. Let's see, I will open the file name. There's a lot of error handling stuff in here. I'm not going to have that because one, this is temporary and I don't need things clogging up the code. And two, I know how the 3D models I add are going to be formatted. The only type I need in here is 9 because that is what model creator outputs. All this other stuff I don't need. Vertex point add, I might as well just expand. Like vertex position 3D model normal texture color position normal. That's just normal. Is it texture? No. Vertex text chord and color. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 for texture coordinates, and 9 and 10 for color. And that's all I need. You know, I don't even need a switch statement for this. That's not how that's supposed to look. I can just do this. This will work just as well. And take up far fewer lines of code. Okay. So we're reading out each line. We are populating the information in a vertex buffer. That's great. I have included files. Looks like this. I will drag that down there for the time being. I will call this VB underscore tower equals load model. File name is tower.d3d and the format is the vertex format. All right. We'll transform this into like the middle of the room or something. That is just a very basic transformation. Next, we're going to be vertex submitting VB underscore tower with a triangle list and with no texture. Now we should see something, assuming this works, which I don't see why it wouldn't. Okay, we've got a tower, an unlit tower. That's it looks like something, all right. All right, I have been recording for only 10 minutes. I don't want this to be the only thing in the video, but this is the that was what I had written down to do for this week. So let me be a little bit more creative. For enemy rendering for foes, I'm kind of thinking of instead of models using sprites instead, so that they can have a little more detail. So the if I'll open up Model Creator again. for an enemy, that's not what I wanted. Let me set the grid to 16. These would just be squares. This is how I typically do NPCs in games. Let me rotate this around the x-axis by 45 degrees. And then the texture of the sprite of the enemy would just be like projected onto here. That alone isn't really a good way to do it, because when you get to things like mapping texture coordinates, it's going to get weird. But it'll do for now, I guess. Let me see. Let me save this. I need to find the folder where this project lives again. I should probably pin it to quick access just so that I can find it more easily. What would it be? Fo.d3d. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's get out of here. Let's do the same thing for you. And I guess I can draw like a couple more of these somewhere. VB Fo. Let's draw you a little bit offset. Like that. Maybe draw a second one. I will attach these to actual objects in the game in the next video. That is something that I will almost definitely be spending a bit more time on. Let's draw them. Okay, so those are foes. I would like to be looking down a little bit more. I guess I can mess with the camera's from and to position. How about like 160? Move ourselves up a little bit. That's not bad. I guess in a perfect world, the foes, the angle of the rectangles representing the foes would be completely perpendicular to the camera, so that you're facing them head on. But I'm not too worried about that right now. I guess we can say like that's God. No help. Okay, the asset browser went away. Asset browser. Here we go. I wanted to get rid of that. Let me. Oh, really? Did the size reset when I close that? That's no fun. Sprite. I want a sprite. I seriously have to look through the list to find what I'm looking for. That's actually really annoying. Is there I guess I could always duplicate an asset and just re-add it, but is there like a fast add sprite or something like that? If I right click an existing sprite, I can say create new sprite. All right, whatever. I would like an ant, and I am going to draw an ant. And this is going to be terrible. Alright, how many segments do they have? They have a big old thorax and a... No, ants have a tiny thorax and a big old abdomen, right? And they've got 6 legs. How many are on each part? I think there's 2 on the abdomen and 1 on the thorax. Let me flood fill that in a little. I don't know what this is exactly. Oh my god. Programmer art at its finest. Let me make the legs a little bit wider. We'll get to the bombardier beetles later. Alright, that almost looks like an ant. Mark it as, oops, no. Mark it as a separate texture page. I will deal with texture management later. And inside the game, inside the render step, method, function, whatever. All right, well, that looks every bit as bad as I expected it to, but it'll do. Programmer art. Embrace it. So I think that's all I'm going to do here. I've got models loading in. That was the goal for today. Next time I'll be making these things actually mean something. I'll be making objects that represent towers and represent foes and stuff. And I'll have them like doing their own thing in the update loop. But for now, my name is Michael. I like wizards and dragons and making games. I try to post 2 of these game dev videos a week, 1 of this and 1 tutorial. I've got a Patreon, so if you want to chip in, there's a link to that in all the usual places. The code that I've been working on is in the video description, as always, on GitHub. Is that all the things I'm supposed to say in the sign off? I think so. I will see you all later. Special thanks to Edward Holt, Indie Punch, and Zenith for supporting these videos. If you want your name in the credits and to force me to pronounce them out loud at the end of every video, head over to the Patreon page in the video description and join the fun.